So now that a couple episodes have aired and you're taking your break now, what surprised you about the reaction? Did you expect it to be this big hit? Have you been surprised with the way people have really taken to the show?
Even hearing those words come out of your mouth is a bit daunting. I'm like, really? like we're sort of in Wilmington, North Carolina, in a dark, cavernous, smoky studio, like with soil on our hands, running around and screaming. Yeah, like constantly.
That sound every 2 seconds. That's the soak machine blowing.
Exactly. Smoke
Like I have nightmares about that sound.
So it's we hear about a sort of a buzz, and I'm not online as much as my love here, but I'm tremendously grateful and sort of taken aback by it. But I don't necessarily feel anything but wanting to make the best product and the best story that we possibly can.
Orlando, is it safe to say there's an awful lot more about your character that we don't know yet? And if there is, are you already playing it in the performance?
That is a great question. Yes, there's definitely a lot more that you don't know. Playing into the performance, I always think is dangerous because foreshadowing to me is, in this particular show, is not really the right way to do it. So no, I'm playing it moment to moment very much. But by that same token, there's things he knows that you'll discover.
Are you going to find yourself fighting some demonic creature or something?
I have no doubt that they will throw me in all manner of silliness.
or are you your own demonic creature?
That is a lovely question, and I think several women will attest to the fact that I am. And I don't mean that as a compliment, just so we're clear. This was an insult. Oh, you think you're a demonic creature, but you ain't nobody. You're right, I'm no one. You're right, I'm sorry.
Are Abby and Ichabod the new Mulder and Scully?
That's what people are saying. I can see the parallel, but I think Abby had a little bit of a spiritual past, being that she saw some monsters and her sister's in an institution and her family. There's a lot going on with the family there. So she believes a little bit more than, the X-Files situation. But I can see the parallel. It's not really that, though.
As the person who spent the most time at this table with David Duchovny, I do not understand that comparison.
Yeah.
I mean, simply because Tom as Ichabod is a completely different character. I mean, just about on every way. And, that was a procedural. And this is so not a procedural. It's not even playing by those rules in the sense that it's sort of scary as hell and funny and then historical. That I can see where people go, oh, here are two male and female characters that are not romantic. But I think that's a
great place to start. Yeah. We're also going somewhere totally different that we'll let you guys decide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure enough.
Do you guys relate to your character?
You're like the POV character for the audience, aren't you? Because we see what's going on through your character. So, her skepticism, all that, once she starts getting used to it, the audience is going to change their way of looking.
Does anyone really get used to that kind of, I don't know. I think that at this point, Abby believes what's happening, but still isn't sure how to take care of the problem and isn't necessarily sure what resources or what about herself belongs here. Like, how do I deal with this? And I think we've all sort of been in that predicament before. So I think that is what keeps people connected and will sort of keep us grounded somehow, hopefully.
I know, right?
You guys relate to your characters in any way?
No. I mean, look, we are wholesale different human beings, just on every level. What I do relate to about him is that I really love what I do, and I tend to be anal about it. And I like how exacting he is about never connecting A and B, or never taking that leap of faith. I like the fact that he's like, no, that doesn't go that way. And I like holding the premise under scrutiny that way, and I like that she challenges me constantly to open myself up in a world where I don't know anybody. I mean, I don't live in Sleepy Hollow. I don't know these people. It all sounds crazy to me.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Nicole, will we expect to see your mother reappear in Sleepy Hollow? And in the last episode, you said your mother is only hospitalized. She's not dead. Will we expect to see your mother this season or next season?
My mother, I think... I don't know how much I can give away. I know that that a lot of our historic backstory. My sister Jenny Mills shows up, played by Lindy Greenwood. We do get to delve a little bit into the connection between all the families. That's all I can say.
Can you talk about the
Safely.
relationship between you and your sister and how that's gonna hash out?
Where it's going to go? Well, I love it. I think it's really interesting that they have so much tension between them, but they need each other to sort of figure out what they're, to basically, stop the apocalypse, and subsequently basically become who they're supposed to be. If that makes any sense.
Nicole, you just came off of a big movie all about racism, and now you're on a television show.
It wasn't all about racism. It was about people uniting.
Okay, but there's a big racism element to it.
There
now
was
you're on
race.
a show that has one of the more multicultural casts on TV.
Yes.
Is Sleepy Hollow indicative of a shift in Hollywood, do you think? Are you guys leading the charge?
I think that there's quite a bit of diversity of
you
late.
mean? Sure. I mean, I don't know that we're leading any charge.
Well, network
No.
TV still tends to be very...
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the show is,
refreshing.
as Nicole has said, it's sort of groundbreaking on a lot of levels. 3 or 4 African American leads, but Morales also Latin, very John Cho, very multicultural, but
It's
not
diverse.
attempting to do so as if the show is cast for the purposes of trying to be multicultural.
Right.
Just because these are the characters that exist within this world. So, I mean, in that way, it's exciting. I mean, I choose to believe that Hollywood cares about how much money they made this week and nothing else.
Thanks for calling you.